This video is covering the 10 reasons as to why brokerage owners are taking their entire independent brokerages and moving them over to EXP and partnering with them. If at any point you realize you want to book a call, I do these calls all the time. So I would love to be in a call with you as well as someone that I have partnered with at EXP that was a broker owner and who moved her entire brokerage over to EXP years ago. The reasons why she did that and how she's benefited from it, because I'm sure you know other broker owners who have ended up partnering with cloud-based brokerages, and this video is going to tell you exactly why. Now, I can't speak for other brokerages. I'm with EXP Realty, but again, if you have any questions and want to book that call, the link is in the description below. You can set up a call on my Calendly and we'll take it from there. So let's go ahead and get started with reason number 10. You get to keep your brand. I speak with a lot of broker owners all the time, and the biggest misconception that they think that would happen is when they partner with EXP is that they're going to lose their brand, their colors, their company, their culture, that they're giving up on their baby. And that is far, far from the truth. When broker owners move to EXP, they're partnering with EXP. You're going to keep your culture. You're going to keep your colors. You're going to keep your brand. You're going to keep everything that you've built. None of that is going away. You're not giving up your brokerage. You're partnering with another company, and that partnership is purely additive. Say you have a brokerage in Florida, and your brokerage is called Ocean View Realty. When you move over to EXP Realty, you get to keep Ocean View. You get to keep your colors. You get to keep your branding, everything. Again, it's your baby that you created. You're not giving it up. Instead, when you partner with EXP, instead of it being Ocean View Realty, it's now Ocean View Real Estate, brokered by EXP. And you know what? Maybe you are giving up some things. This actually goes into point number 9, which is you are giving up your frustrations. You are able to let your frustrations go. Why? Because of the leverage and the amount of more time you can get back to you every single day. When you partner with EXP, you are no longer your brokerage's manager. You're no longer the primary broker. You're no longer the bottleneck in the company where everyone's calling you saying, hey, do you have a second? Hey, I'm so sorry. Can I pick your brain for a second? This person's not answering. Can you answer this question for me? That is gone. How? Because EXP has so many different divisions that answer all of those questions. If somebody's website stops working, there's an entire IT division for that. If somebody on your team has a question about their finances, their check, when it's coming, where it's at, anything related to their website, their email, revenue share, all they have to do is either jump into the EXP world, call the hotline, email the broker, or email the support staff, because we have a whole onboarding service. We have a concierge onboarding specializing in just teams alone. So for you, in your case, they can reach out directly to them. There are other people now that your agents can reach out to for questions that is not the highest and best use of your time. So if you want to continue answering the questions related to real estate or related to whatever you want to answer questions about, by all means, but you now are no longer the absolute bottleneck. It doesn't have to go through you. It can go through you if you still want. Reason number 8 that brokerage owners are moving their entire crew over to EXP is because of profitability. Because let's face it, this may or may not apply to you, but a lot of times brokerages are not profitable, or they're not as profitable as that broker owner wants them to be. With EXP, there are different incentives. So book a call with the link below and we'll talk to you about the most recent incentives to bring entire teams over, brokerages over. But there are also 3 different ways that you can structure your crew. There is the self-organized team, the standard team, and the mega team. And we could talk about which one applies more to you on that call, because this can go in many different directions depending how big or how small, how heavy hitting or how not your crew is. But overall, with the self-organized team, you'll have a cap of $16,000, which is the EXP cap. With the standard team, there's a half cap, so $8,000, a 75-25 at least split to where you would be the one getting 25% minimum. You would create a team agreement for that standard team, provided to EXP along with the roster. And standard teams must have sold $6 million in production within the last 12 months or 30 transactions within the last 12 months. And then for mega teams, it's even more reduced. So the agents are at a quarter cap, so $4,000. Again, the splits have to be 75-25 or higher, so 25% to you or higher. You provide the roster to EXP along with the team agreement, and to qualify for a mega team, your team must have done 40 million in volume or closed 175 transactions within the last 12 months with at least 10 capping members. So if you can prove that, then you would qualify to be a mega team. Again, we can discuss all of this more in the call because the dynamics of each team, as you know, are different. So say you have a team of 20 agents and say 5 of those agents are top producing. They would be icon agents. And icon means you cap and then you do an additional 20 transactions after that. And say the other 15 agents are middle producers and lower producers. You can mix and match and create multiple teams out of those 3 options. So if you wanted to, out of those top 5 producing agents, the top ones that would make icon, you can either have them create a self-organized team or maybe even 2 self-organized teams depending on the qualifications. And then with the rest, you can create a standard team or maybe even 2 standard teams. And within those teams, each person, which I'll get into later, each person can sponsor someone else in. So in that way, those agents come up ahead immediately as soon as you guys join EXP. More on that later though, but overall with the standard teams being a half cap, those agents would only have $8,000 of cap. The icon would be 16, but they're heavy hitters. So the overall purpose of where I'm getting at is you can mix and match and mold to where it's financially beneficial to you and to your agents. Because I'm sure that's why you created a brokerage in the first place. You want to look out for your agents. You care for others. This is one of the best ways to do that. The 7th reason why brokerage owners are moving over is because of healthcare. A lot of times, broker owners at this time cannot or do not offer healthcare to their agents, but EXP does. The average EXP agent saves around $600 to $800 a month by using the company that EXP is partnered with, and they get better coverage for less than what they were paying otherwise. So your agents can have a cheaper healthcare option with the company that EXP works with so they can take care of themselves and their family. Reason number 6 is the cap deferral program. A lot of agents don't realize that when you move over to EXP, say that agent has capped, EXP will honor that. Just show proof, hey, I capped at my brokerage, whatever that cap amount is, EXP will honor that. So you don't have to wait until a lot of your agents have capped or, this mainly applies to individual agents, but a lot of people think, I just capped, or I'm very, very close to cap and I don't want to have to restart later. EXP will honor that, show that you have capped, and you can go ahead and join EXP and already start at 100% commission. Reason number 5, along with reason number 1, is one of my favorites. So reason number 5 is the expansion into other markets. So many broker owners want to expand, but they simply do not have the bandwidth to do that. That means picking a new market, picking a niche, finding agents, opening up the office, finding a brick and mortar, dealing with the licensing out there, paying for it, who's going to be providing the oversight, who's going to be the primary person that those agents can call, what is the training going to look like? Are you going to combine the training with those new agents across the country or across the city with the training that you're giving your agents already right now? If you've ever looked at franchising, you'll realize that it is a process. And EXP is not a franchise. It is one brokerage worldwide. So no matter where you are in the world, you can partner with somebody across the city, across the state, across the country, across the world. Because as of right now, we're in about 24 countries. And being that it's one brokerage worldwide, we're not a franchise, you can partner with someone that you think is a good fit to your company culture that you once again, are bringing over to EXP, and you can expand geographically. You are no longer geographically restricted. So no matter how many agents or how fast or big you grow with EXP in states, countries, you're paying one split, which is 80-20, one cap of $16,000 and $85 a month. That's it. Reason number 4 is because of retirement. And as you know, so many real estate agents do not retire. They just expire. People say it all the time, but it's the truth. People do not invest as much as they should have while they were actively working and making a lot of money, whatever that might mean, or they do invest and that investment went sideways and then they need to work harder, active income, to then replace and throw more money into passive income and hope that that passive income is actually a good ROI forever. But with EXP, you get paid more for doing the work that you're already doing. This applies to you and your team members. There are about 10 different ways to make money with EXP Realty. I've made several other videos about that on this channel, and EXP provides multiple different ways to make money. One of those being revenue share. Now, before I get fully into revenue share, I do want to make this clear. A lot of people have so many misconceptions and myths about revenue share, and they immediately get turned off. There is no requirement to attract agents. Those that have some questions about rev share is because they haven't looked into it. It's precisely that. They're not knowledgeable about it. I want to show you how rev share can be your retirement. Again, book a call to talk about specifically what your numbers would look like, what team structure would be best for you. And on that call will be a broker owner who moved her brokerage over to EXP. But focusing specifically on retirement, a lot of real estate agents say that they want to work until, whatever the age is. Let's just say you're 40 years old right now. A lot of agents say, I only want to work hard for like 20 years, maybe 30. And then after that, I plan on retiring. But they don't actually have consistent ways, like deposits in your bank account, in their bank account every single month. With EXP, you can. So going back to the example, say you're 40 years old, say you want to actively continue working for 10 more years. At 50, you know what? You want to work hard until age 50, and then you want to coast. Then maybe you want to step out of production completely. With EXP, you can. During the next 10 years of doing what you're already doing, you could be helping buyers and sellers, or just helping your team help buyers and sellers of their own. I can't make promises, but there's the opportunity to stop working 10 years from now. Because along the way, as you tell other agents about your community, because again, you've built this baby for a reason. You are proud of your brokerage, and you can still add people that are a culturally correct fit to your group whenever you want. And better yet, your team members can add people to their team, and then it can explode from there. With EXP, you make revenue share every single month. So say you work hard for 10 years, you're now at age 50, you may have enough money just from revenue share alone that you can retire. The only thing at that point that you need to do is simply keep your license active. And the best part about this is, say, you get to 50 years old, you're now just coasting, you've stepped out of the business, you're getting revenue share hitting your bank account every single month. Your revenue share can grow. Why? Because your crew, your EXP downline, is likely attracting other agents who are maybe new to the business or middle of their life in their business, and also wanting to scale theirs and earn their own revenue share. So the cycle could continue. Again, I can't make promises. Anything can happen, but it's a possibility. And I've seen it happen with others. And as of May 2024, EXP rolled out Revenue Share 2.0. EXP created revenue share. Now they just reinvented revenue share with this 2.0, meaning that you no longer need any qualifying agents in your front line to open tiers 1, 2, and 3. Again, we can talk more about this on that private confidential call. The gist of it is that you likely do not want to be a broker owner until you're 80, 90 years old. At some point, I'm sure you may want to retire, and EXP offers a retirement plan while at the same time benefiting your agents. It's a win-win strategy. Reason number 3 is that the revenue share is willable. Say you pass away before your spouse. Your revenue share, as long as you've named your spouse in your will as to collect your revenue share, your spouse can be protected. Your spouse can then get that revenue share in their bank account every single month, benefiting from the work that you did in EXP while you were an active agent. And by active, I don't mean buying and selling. I mean simply keeping your license active. This again ties into the exit strategy. It gives you and your family peace of mind. They will be taken care of with the revenue share. Again, no promises. It depends on how big you grow the community. I have been doing this for less than 3 years. I did not bring a team over with me, and the revenue share that I get every month can allow me to retire now if I wanted to. I choose to not retire yet. Reason number 2 is the training and the collaboration. I am combining both of these together on this one because they go hand in hand. Now, the training with EXP, you are only allowed to teach in the EXP world if you are an Icon agent. EXP agents can only be trained by Icon agents. What is an Icon agent? It's an agent that caps, aka $16,000, and then does another 20 transactions after that, or an agent that does $500,000 GCI with at least 10 closings every year. At that point, you can get up to the entire $16,000 cap back to you in the form of stock. When I hit Icon, it was my first year of doing this full time in the business. I bust my butt off. I got the phone call from EXP that week that I hit Icon. They said, congratulations, you are now top 1.5% of EXP Realty. You are getting $8,000 in EXP stock to you this week in your brokerage account for the stock, and you can get up to the other $8,000 back to you if you teach in the world. When would you be available to teach? And I was like, what? This is amazing. And the model is so smart because if you only allow the top, no, I'm not talking about myself here, but like if you're only allowing the cream of the crop, those that are actively in the business and producing themselves to teach others, there is so much collaboration that goes along with that. It's likely, and I've seen it and heard it from other people in other brokerages that are more at franchise models, the agents that are top producing, they don't want to share. Why would they want to share? There's no incentive for them to share their secrets, techniques, strategies, scripts to other agents within their field, within their MLS, because they're teaching other agents how to compete against them. Why would they want to do that? With EXP, not only do we have 50 hours of training every single week, and yes, 50 hours of training every hour, on the hour, for an hour, overlapping. You can't even go to all the trainings, but they're from the best of the best on topics that work today in today's market. So you no longer have to be the one teaching if you're teaching currently. You no longer have to find a speaker. You no longer have to hire a coach for your team. All of that is leveraged out. Training is taken care of. And especially if you join our community within EXP, we're called 5 Pillars. We have our own private masterminds every single week. We have multiple trainings every single day of the work week exclusive to just our 5 Pillars community. That's on top of what EXP provides the entire brokerage. And the trainings that both EXP and especially our crew, I know that I'm biased though, that the trainings that we provide are solid. A lot of us in 5 Pillars, we're investors first. A lot of us are military or military background of some sort. So our trainings are pretty all over the place. Whatever you want to focus on, we have the training for your team members. Maybe it's not even single family homes. If they want to invest in apartment buildings, car washes, storage units, we have trainings for that. We have trainings on flipping. We have trainings on how to do 1031. My sponsor, Shelby Johnson, had a total of 74 Airbnbs at one point at the age of 28. She's a multimillionaire. Her sponsor, Ruben Garcia, was the CEO of a Keller Williams office in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He's also a major investor. His sponsor, Micah Mruat, was a brokerage owner who moved over to EXP Realty. She's a senior partner. She saw the benefits so early that out of the about 90,000 agents that we have in EXP Realty as of today, she was agent number 333 out of 90,000 that we have now. Each of these members will be in your upline if you choose to name me as your sponsor, and each of them have their own trainings. Your agents will be set. But even aside from investing, I mean, that's a whole beast in and of itself. We have trainings to help your agents scale their business. We love our checklists. We are checklist kings and queens. We love our systems, our processes, and we teach all of that. We record all of our trainings. So no matter when you join, all of your agents will have access to the same thing, and they can look at any past training and log on to the live trainings that we have Monday through Friday that we offer every day of the work week. We will teach them how to grow their business through social media, through YouTube if they want to, FISBOs, calling expireds, the scripts, mailers, whatever topic your agents are interested in, we have it. Plus, I have an entire podcast on helping agents scale their business. Check it out. It's called The Agent Goldmine. So to tie in the training with the collaboration, there is now an incentive for agents to help other agents, because chances are, as you grow your community, you might be geographically restricted now. You may not, but if you are just primarily in one market and your team starts adding other people from across the city, state, region, globe, there's going to be more of a collaboration, because why not have your team members teach others or learn from others how they're doing it in their market? They're no longer competition, which then turns into growing your group even faster, and the cycle just continues. Before I get to the number one reason why broker owners bring their entire brokerage to EXP, I want to remind you, you can either book the call with the link below, or if you know that you want to join and you're ready to apply, you can go ahead and apply using the other link below, which says apply here. My name is Alexandra Garced. I have other videos out here on how to fill out that EXP application. My phone number is available to you if in case you want to text, but the best way, if you have any questions, instead of texting, jump on the Zoom call. I am here for it. I do this every day. I love seeing this business change people's lives like it changed mine. It sounds so corny, but it really did. The number one reason why brokers are switching is because they no longer have legal liability. Remember back to point number 10 in the beginning of this video where I said this partnership is purely additive? It's even more so because you are getting rid of a lot of the negatives. Some of that negative is the liability. And even if you haven't been through this, I'm sure you know someone that has been through it, where one of their agents got sued, whether or not they even did anything wrong. Usually it's a buyer suing a seller because of something, and whether or not your agent did anything wrong, you're now liable, and that is costly, and that takes up so much brain space, and it takes an emotional toll on you and your crew. No matter how good of a trainer you may be, how many phone calls you answer from your agents to help them every single day, no matter what type of system or process you have, once you transfer to EXP assumes all of the liability. You can continue mentoring your agents if that's what you choose to do, because likely that's why you became a broker owner in the first place, but do it without the liability. Release that burden. You will go to sleep easier at night. So if you're tired of your agents leaving the brokerage after you spend so much time and effort growing them and their business, if you want to offer your agents more in a way that costs you less, where it's a win-win because it's financially beneficial to you and to them, and you want to help your agents retire one day, EXP is the way to go. You would be naming me as your sponsor, Alexandra Garced. I just go by Allie. You'll have the entire upline to help you with support of people that have been in your position. Let's jump on the call and see if it's a good fit for you. It's going to be no pressure, purely finding out if this is financially beneficial to you, your team, your structure. I look forward to seeing you on the call.